Alrighty then, we are back with 5 things we learned against Tottenham. Interesting game, plenty to discuss, so let's get into it. In at number 1 then, we were defensively solid. First clean sheet in what feels like 12 years, and the most defensively sound that we've been. It's amazing what happens when you offer a little bit of structural protection to players. Players weren't getting isolated, players weren't getting caught 1v1 with acres of space around them. Structural rigidity, and some of that might have been with Rafael Varane just coming back, and the organisational skills. Thought he was sensational. I thought Wan-Bissaka had a good game defensively, and it does also beg the question of like how much of this was United being good and how much of it was Spurs being bad, and a little bit of both at least is the answer to that. Number 2, clinical strike force. So Ronaldo and Cavani, you don't get much deadly. Old but gold. Ronaldo's goal had an XG of 0.06. What? That finish belongs in a fucking museum. The ball from Bruno, if you still had pants on, you're not paying attention. But the finish from Ronaldo, and as we all saw Defoe sort of commenting about the technique of how he hit it, and he hit it at the bottom. And what that means is, as the ball's dropping, you hit it as low as you possibly can. You don't swing your leg up at knee high. You just try and hit it in a natural arc from where your foot is. And Ronaldo hit that low, and he hit it perfect. And it went in the one place it needed to go. It was an absolutely sensational finish. Moments later, he turns it round. I mean, he gets a second goal. It was offside, but he turns it round and then plays Cavani in with an impossible ball. And Cavani still had a fair bit of work to do. But I knew that Cavani would finish that because the guy is absolutely elite. Love a two-striker system. Not sure how viable it is week in, week out for every single game that you're going to play. But I loved watching it. I loved seeing both of those two link up together. It was an absolute joy to watch. Number 3, new formula. Setting up more defensively sound might not look pretty, but it might contribute to results. And unfortunately for Ollie, we've had some good performances. Not this season. Where we've not managed to pick up the results, and people just go, it's a results business, and they're correct. And when it starts to go a little bit less pretty, people start moaning about how pretty it looks and focusing less on the results. Bottom line is, some people have already made their mind up, and that's the top and bottom of it for them. If you don't lose the game, we have the players to win the game. And I think that's the one thing that United have really struggled with this season, is that we needed to have Ronaldo and 1-0 up. Because we were going to concede. If this United team can become mean at the back, it's certainly got the talent to be ruthless at the other end of the pitch. I'm not sure if he's going to maintain with the 3-5-2 for very long. He might shock us. But I thought for a first outing of a formation, wasn't a bad one. Number 4, Wan-Bissaka surprise. That sounds like a cocktail, doesn't it? He was great again against Spurs, and we know defensively he's solid and individually very good 1v1 and difficult to get round. But he also shown quite a lot going forward, and there was a lot of onus put on him, and there was a lot of question marks when people were looking at the various formations that United might be able to line up in. Can Wan-Bissaka play as a wing back? He's obviously come through as a winger. I don't know how. And we knew he'd been converted into a defender, but without the support of somebody in front of him as a winger, he actually looked better. He actually looked like he was confident. He looked like he was a dangerous outlet. He created a couple of opportunities. He's shown us that there's a player in there that might be able to be worked on and improved. So fair play to him. And number 5, Varane settles the ship. I think Varane, despite all the goals conceded, has been comfortably our most consistent defender. There was at times when I was watching the game on Saturday where he was covering spaces and his head was constantly on a swivel, ensuring he was doing the right thing. Wasn't getting there quickly enough for me, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. But he got there in time, and he closed the door, and he prevented anything happening. So what the fuck do I know? He just oozes class. He's a calming, confident sort of figure to have in a back line, and he's got all the attributes the likes of Maguire and Lindelof need alongside them. So top performance from Varane, and I think if this United team's going to do anything this season, it's with him in the back line. Right, they say a nice short and snappy one. I couldn't get this video done yesterday because everyone was having a day off, but I thought we'd throw one out for you this morning. The preview for Atalanta will be out about 6 o'clock tonight, so stay tuned for that. But if you want something else to go and watch in the meantime, I will link yesterday's highlight video. We only managed to get it out at 11 o'clock last night. We had a ton of technical issues getting it out. So if you'd like to go and see how Paddock got on, we are now 6 wins on the bounce, top of the Lancashire and Cheshire Premier Division. We're absolutely flying. But we had a poor performance on Saturday, and I am not happy. If you want to see why, link below. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.